3 yards deep. Is out to the 28. All right, 2-0 without Roethlisberger. They lost Dixon in that game earlier, and here we go with the Patriots beginning in a spread. 5 wides. And Brady. A little change at the line. That gives it to Welker, who destroyed New York in their second matchup last year. It's an 11-yard gain, chased out by Bart Scott. He had 15 catches in that game against the Jets. Want to welcome many of you just now joining us. We're 1 snap into this one. Patriots picking up 11 yards on the first play of the game. Jim Nantz and Phil Simms here at the new Meadowlands Stadium. From under center, Brady hands it off to Fred Taylor. There is a flag down as he gallops past Leonard and takes it all the way down to the New York 22, but we'll check the flag. He broke away from Dwight Lowry for 39 yards.
It looked like illegal formation. The Patriots.
Illegal formation. Offense. Number 19 covered up the tight end. 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Ed Hockley and his crew here.
Here's what happens, Jim. On the outside, here's the tight end all the way to the outside. The receiver covers the tight end. You can't do that. And Brandon Tate, the young receiver, makes the mistake.
Bill Belichick's team beating up on Cincinnati last week, up 31-3 at one time. Went on to win by 14. That is Edelman in the backfield behind Brady on 1st and 15. Edelman, who was inactive last week with a foot injury, and now sidesteps out of the backfield. Brady fires it and has the target, the rookie tight end Rob Gronkowski, for a gain of 14. I'd like to welcome many more of you just joining us. 1 minute and 20 seconds into this one. Jets, Patriots. Jets won the coin toss, elected to kick the football to New England, and Tom Brady's completed a couple of throws, one to Welker, one to Gronkowski, and he has a 2nd and 1 near midfield. And that's Taylor moving it to the Jets side of the field and a first. Tom Brady, his team last week, one of only 2 teams to score an opening drive touchdown last week. He directed them right down the field against the Bengals. The Saints were the other team with an opening drive touchdown week 1. Here's the line. Check out that right side. It's Vollmer starting again as Kazir is inactive with a back injury. And what will Moss do today against Revis? Revis is on Welker over here, at the bottom of your screen, and now Welker coming around. They fake the end around and they're tearing it out for Moss in the end zone. Incomplete. That was Leonard down there on the coverage. The safety sliding over, and he was right on the back of the line, was Moss.
Well, Randy Moss goes down the middle of the field. Look, why would you think he's open? At any time, you can't say he's wide open. He bobbles the football. But Tom Brady, defensive backs underestimate Randy Moss' speed. It just keeps getting, he gets faster and faster as he goes down the field and runs by, that time, Eric Smith and Darrelle Revis.
Revis with a hamstring injury suffered in practice on Wednesday. Got outrun on that one. It's Falk for maybe a yard to the 45. Wilson comes up, the rookie from Boise State, to make the hit. Here's the Jets defense that gave up only 49 yards rushing to the Ravens last week on 35 carries. Sione up top in the nose with Jenkins out for the season. Taylor in his 2nd game in a Jet uniform. He looked strong last week. And Revis, who put the clamps on Moss in the 2 games last year, will be watching that matchup today. It's a 3rd and 9. Wilson is on Moss on this occasion. Here comes the blitz. Open is Falk. Almost stumbles. Slices inside the 40 and about a yard short of the first. 4th and 1. What will they do?
Here's what happens. Here comes the blitz from this side. Watch Kevin Falk hit him and then release. That is an excellent way to deal with blitzes. Lockett, who's got him in coverage? Nobody. Kevin Falk sees where the first down is and gets that tough extra yard or two to get him in this fourth down and go for it territory.
Yeah, they're going to bypass a 55-yard field goal try. They bring in added enforcement with Mark LaVour and Ryan Wendell on the line, and it's Taylor with the first down. Needed one, got two.
Well done. The pacing of the game. Tom Brady talked to us about that this week, and you've got to change it up with personnel, formation, and most importantly, snap counts. He got underneath the center. They went quick. There's an offensive lineman, Dan Connolly, leading the way. Knowing the situation, look to get the first down. Don't look to make a big play.
They go back to the gun on a first down at the Jets 35. Brady barking signals and sends Taylor wide to the left. Got three tight ends in the game for New England.
Spread them out. You know it's no blitz.
Underneath they go. And that's Aaron Hernandez, the rookie tight end out of Florida, who had a big gainer last week on their opening drive. Moss with Revis on him at the top of your screen. 2nd and 1. Stay on the ground, and diving for another first is Taylor.
I'll tell you what it does. We look at Rex Ryan trying to change his game plan here today. But when you send Randy Moss deep, it makes defensive backs nervous. It is true, the old cliche, it opens things up as you go along farther in the game. I don't think NFL teams throw it down the field enough. Everybody's too worried. You got to get the first down, get another completion. You need big plays. Patriots at least try it.
First down from the 23. And that's Taylor, bounce back right away. And it is Sione. Uha for a gain of only 2.
The other thing, if you're watching this game today, first down, the Patriots, Tom Brady in the shotgun, spreading the field. When you only see 4 guys at the line of scrimmage, the defensive lineman, Brady must just go, oh, this is automatic. It's not a question if he's going to complete it. It's to who. Because there's so much space, especially in front of him. We've seen it both times. A wide receiver or a tight end against the linebacker, easy for the Patriots.
He's got 4 completions so far to 4 different receivers. This is the 11th play of the opening drive. Rolling out for some time and batted down by Bart Scott. Bart Scott makes the play.
Really well done by the Jets defense. This is a little different. They must be sitting over there going, hey, we haven't done this in a long time. Just 3 guys rushing, everybody else in coverage.
Stephen Neal has been replaced at right guard. Ryan Wendell moves in there. Neal, it's like a little hand injury, so a 3rd down situation for New England, holding the football for almost 6.5 minutes. Here come the Jets on the blitz. Wilson coming after Brady, who ducks. Never had a knee down. He finds Welker, slicing down to the 14. And that's about another yard shy of the first. Brady just ducked under the oncoming Kyle Wilson.
Oh, I'd get a measurement and look at this before I decide what to do. The blitz is coming from Brady's left. This is what you do. Move to your, oh, that is some job. Looks like one of the plays he made in preseason where he fell down, got up, and made a tremendous throw down the left sideline. But he moved away from the blitz to give himself time to make that move.
They're going to go with Gostowski here, Phil. 1 of 3 last week. Missed 2 field goals. Most he's ever missed in a game. 32-yard attempt here. There were 2 long ones, though. And whistles.
Delay of game.
Delay of game, offense, 5-yard penalty. It's still 4th down.
Gostowski will have to reboot it.
I always look at this when they make the first one. I go, wow, do you start going, oh my gosh, I made it. Can I do it 2 in a row? It's like you playing golf. You make a 6-footer for par and somebody goes, no, you know, Jim, that didn't count. You got to do it again.
I don't play with those people the
You
second
don't?
time.
Okay,
No, that's it. Would
right.
be it for me. Let's make it 37 yards for Gostowski. Mesco on the hold. Ingram snaps it back. And you're right, Phil. This time the kick is wide. Took them about half the time in the first quarter, the Patriots, but they come away empty. Here's the first snap for the Jets. From the 27, little play action. Sanchez going down the middle, and it's almost intercepted. It might be a pick. I thought it hit the ground first. That's Chung who has it. He's down at the 38. It went off the fingertips of Dustin Keller. Well, they had in the first 58 minutes against Baltimore, only 2 times did they throw on first down. They come out firing here. This one might be worth another look. Got a break in the action. I think it hit the ground. Yep, we'll be right back. Jim Nantz, Phil Simms back here, and this play is being reviewed. Rex Ryan throwing out the challenge flag, the Chung interception, and it definitely appears that the ball hit the ground off the deflection.
Yeah, now you see him writing the time that elapsed after the interception, so they'll take the play clock back to that spot. But Chung, you can tell the football does hit the ground. He does not get his arms underneath it. And I think what happened in that play is that Mark Sanchez wanted to throw it short to get going. An easy throw to start the game. Patriots took it away, made him go deep.
Rex didn't just throw the flag. Threw it, dropped it, and then kicked it. Chung, by the way, getting the start for Merriweather today. And again, the Jets throwing on first down, which was a rarity on Monday night.
Pass hit the ground before the defender caught the ball. Therefore, the ruling is incomplete. It's 2nd down and 10 on the 27-yard line. Reset the clock to 7:23. 7:23 on the clock. No timeouts are charged.
Well, we're going to blow it up a little bit. There it is. The arms are apart by Patrick Chung. I think it's a pretty good shot. The football did hit the ground. And Mark Sanchez a little high with the throw because the timing was thrown off. And it was thrown off because the coverage should dictate that you look down the field, then go short. But since he did the opposite, looking short, then going long, it made it a tougher throw.
2nd down and 10 from the 27 with Sean Green lined up behind the quarterback. Green on the handle. Off left tackle, he's out to the 32, picks up 5. Sanchez last week directing this offense. Only 21 minutes on the field against Baltimore. 44 plays, all NFL lows week 1. They had 6 first downs, their fewest in a game. 519 games back to a game against Cincinnati in '76. Mangold, the anchor of that line. And Green, you saw him carry it there. Had a poor performance Monday night, including a fumble, but Tomlinson's in on his 3rd down play. 3rd and 5. Pocket protected, and ball dropped. Tomlinson had a play on it. Mayo may have stripped it.
Patriots so much better at covering short passes now, and I think the main reason is they just got more speed on the field. The new defensive backs, the linebackers, everything about them. Bill Belichick told us, and he told us last week and again this week, Jim, you know, young guys, more speed, more energy, and he thinks it's really changed his football team.
Weatherford, big hang time specialist, had the most fair catches forced last year in the league. Julian Edelman waiting back there for the punt. And it's a deep one to the 10. Edelman sidesteps the hit. Gets away from Brad Smith for a moment, and they'll begin this next drive from the 25. That was a 58-yard boomer. 15-yard return. Scoreless first quarter. Patriots, Jets. 3 and out for the Jets. And now New England, which had the football for almost 7 minutes the first time. We'll begin here from the 25. Revis on Moss. And a handoff to Falk. How about that Jets defensive front without Chris Jenkins?
Well, it's Chris Jenkins they'll miss, Jim, but let's look at Darrelle Revis during pregame. He really took it easy. I watched him as much of it as I could. Never really went full speed. And look at that little patch, lower left leg, it's down there. And if that's where it's hurt, you know, we've never really told where the hamstring injury was. I don't know, I never had one, but I've always been told the lower the injury, the better for guys who run fast.
Did not miss a snap against the Ravens just days after signing. The injury occurred 2 days after that game on a Wednesday practice. Brady throwing, and Moss could have made that grab and had the position on Revis.
Well, that is well played by Darrelle Revis, and it was a good route by the Patriots because Darrelle Revis knows he has a deep safety in the middle. He's going to allow Randy Moss to get inside like that. And you're right, Randy Moss has got to make that catch. Good job by Tom Brady looking off the underneath coverage to make sure nobody was underneath that throw.
Jets now trying to force a 3 and out.
And look at his defense. Everybody standing up.
Third and 8. Nice cut by Hernandez. Splits the defenders. He has a first down. Boy, that rookie can run. Tight end taken in the 4th round out of Florida. He escaped Antonio Cromartie, and Hernandez goes for 18.
I tell you, we talked about it last week. You look at Hernandez and you think, you sure he's not a wide receiver? But another good stutter route underneath. The Patriots are awesome at that. And that's the 3rd time I've seen it this game by 3 different receivers. Falk, Hernandez, and Wes Welker all have run the same route for completion.
Then Jarvis Green Ellis in the game, and right away they give it to him. Takes it to the 50.
Let me just talk a little bit about the Jets defense. They are absolutely playing differently today than they did Monday night.
What do you see?
They're sitting back more. They're playing it safe because this is Tom Brady and Randy Moss and Wes Welker. They just don't want to see the ball lob down the field like they did this past Monday night. And so when you play this type of defense, it invites the other team to run the football. The Jets say, good, let them run. That means Tom Brady's not throwing it.
Moss is not in the game on 2nd down and 5. Oh boy, the Jets spread that one out. Close it in quickly. Vernon Golston making a play for a loss of 4.
Well, the Jets, you know, they just look at it. Everybody kind of standing around, walking around. They wait till the last second to try to line up because Rex Ryan said, you stand up there too long, Tom Brady's going to change the play. You lose it mentally, and you know physically he'll make the throw.
Moss returns. We got Wilson on him in the slot. Here comes the blitz. Picked up. Brady's got the time. Pass too high for Welker. Oh, it's a flag on Smith.
It's a good call. He went high with the forearms to the head.
And Welker's hurt. On the blow to the head delivered by Eric Smith.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Defense number 33. Hit to the head of a defenseless receiver. 15-yard penalty, and automatic first down.
Let's see if our first thought is right. The throw is high. Absolutely. Right forearm to the head of the receiver. And the new rule, it's more this year than ever. This was in last year too. But if you're going to make that hit, you've got to go lower. You've got to put your helmet below the shoulder pad level and your forearms, and then make the hit.
Of course, he leveled. Eric Smith leveled Anquan Boldin in the last game.
That's big. The Jets, it's about getting 3rd and long against this Patriots defense so you can blitz and show them something different. Now you give them 3 more plays.
First down, Green Ellis into a pile at the 35. The Jets, the most penalized team in the league week 1. They were flagged 14 times, though they didn't say after looking at the film they felt they merited anywhere close to that many.
Well, you know what? I hate to say it. I agree with them. And not that I don't want to side with the Jets, but I just thought when you start throwing the ball down the field and it gets to be a pushing and shoving, it's such a judgment call. And there comes a point in the game, I think sometimes you got to let them have some, both sides be a little physical.
The big penalty on Eric Smith sets up a 2nd down and 7. And that's ball down to 31.
You know, Jim, a couple of things. The Baltimore Ravens had all offseason to look at the Jets when they played this past Monday night. Everybody studied their blitzes during the offseason. So the Ravens just made up their mind. Let them blitz. Joe Flacco will drop back and will lob it deep down the field, and let's see what happens. I think Bill Cowher said it well on the pregame show. Receivers stop the interception. You get a catch or pass interference or an incompletion. Those sound like good odds for the offense.
3rd and short. Boss. It's going to be enough for the first.
Watch this. Randy Moss outside, going to just a little quick hook, getting the first down. Darrelle Revis has to stay off. You don't want to get up there and try to stop a 2-yard route and give up a long touchdown. And Tom Brady, I think he put about everything he had in that throw, and Randy Moss, good job of catching it. Another illegal formation by the Patriots. The receiver is not on the line.
You're looking at tape. There is no flag as Green Ellis takes it to the 20. He was lined up too far off the line of scrimmage.
Without question. You know, let's see. If you're going to call it once, call it again. He was on the line of scrimmage when he shouldn't have been. That time he was supposed to be on it. He was way off. He was a good 1.5 to 2 yards back. But he got away with it.
Driving it for the 2nd possession. Near the Jets 20 and a 2nd down and 3. Green Ellis plows ahead, has another first.
Well, the New England Patriots traded Lawrence Maroney, their 1st-round draft pick from a few years ago, and I think the biggest reason why, Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis. Played so hard in the preseason, just keeps getting better. Of course, he's a very good special teams player, but he shows when he gets in that lineup, no hesitation, sees it, hits it, and gets that extra tough yard. And that's what it's for, this New England offense.
Here he's hit right at the handoff exchange by Mike DeVito. The youngest back that the Patriots have suffered the loss of 2.
Mike DeVito, number 70 inside. Him and Sione Bouha really played well last week, and they're off to a pretty good start this week too.
And that's going to end the first quarter, Phil. Jets had 3 snaps. New England 23 plays.
What's the score?
0-0.
Oh, there we go.
We're going to start the 2nd quarter. Welker was on the field. Now he's coming back out. And for a moment, Eric Smith came over and actually said something to him. Of course, it was the Smith penalty that extended this drive, the unnecessary roughness call. New England with 104 yards in that first quarter versus only 5 for the Jets.
Tell you what, too, Jim, Wes Welker coming off. That just shows you how many players the Patriots have faith in. They bring in Julian Edelman to take his place.
They give it to Edelman here. Edelman comes down at the 13. Look at Eric Smith walks over to the huddle to say something to Wes Welker. Welker flattened by Eric Smith. I mentioned Smith. Brady gives him a little look, though, doesn't he? Smith had that incident with Anquan Boldin when Boldin was a Cardinal 2 years ago, leveled him and was suspended a game. Injured Boldin. Boldin was out for a couple. Timeout called by New England. 3rd and 6 when we come back. Thickening clouds. It's in the 70s. Virtually no breeze at all. 3rd down 6. New England. Failed to score once inside the red zone.
Jets changed their defense.
Need to get to the 7 for a first. Brady unloads, and it's Hernandez with another catch. That was a tough grab, and he's got enough for the first.
I think you said it right. Tough catch. But not only that, he goes forward once he catches it. And again, Tom Brady, of course, they know he sees the blitz is coming from his right, and just that little drift to the left gives him that extra little space, and a beautiful throw under pressure right on target.
Brady excited last week when he talked about his collection of tight ends this year. The 2 rookies, Gronkowski and Hernandez.
Well, it's not
plus
only,
Crumpler.
Yeah, he was. And I'll tell you, they know how to use him. That's the important thing.
First and goal, Green Ellis backed up. Maybe a yard. It's pretty congested over there, and Jason Taylor ensured that. He was going to go for a little gain.
You know, Jim, a lot of teams, they might have a good tight end or two, but it takes, it's not that easy. You got to find ways to get them the football, to get them the right matchups. I think over the years, we saw it years ago with Charlie Weiss when he was up there. They got away from it, went to the so-called spread offense. Now they have a very good mixture of both.
Second and goal from the 6. 15th play of the drive. Brady guns, and it's Welker in the end for the touchdown. A drive that was extended when Welker was laid out, and at the end, he gets 6.
It took him a lot of plays, but those extra 3 lead to a score. And Tom Brady to the outside, one-on-one. That's where he wanted to go. The Jets were playing the inside receivers, doubling them, and not many teams throw these quick outs near the goal line. You know why? Because they're afraid.
Well, he had all kinds of separation on Cromartie, didn't he?
Well, I'm sure Cromartie wasn't expecting that kind of route. It takes precision, good timing, and it's easy to do when you have a strong arm quarterback too.
Welker, who destroyed him in the game up at Gillette last November with 15 catches in the game, scores the touchdown at the end of a 15-play drive that lasted over 8 minutes long. Patriots strike first, 7-0. 2 possessions and 2 long drives for New England. Missed a field goal the first time they had it. This one ends with a touchdown pass to Welker. It's Brad Smith waiting for the kick from Gostowski. Flies to about the 8. Never able to get a gallop. Smith brought down by several Patriots. Will mark it at the 22. Sanchez barely seen any action so far. Down 7. All right, here we go with the Jets at the 23. Hiking the football for only the 4th time in the game. And that's Tomlinson off the right side for about 2 yards. What happened on the touchdown?
Well, it's kind of what I said, Jim. Let's look at it. Wes Welker is down and tight, so it gives him more room here. Cromartie has good technique, but all the defenders are in here trying to stop the inside guys. And just the crispness, the quick route, and Tom Brady knew before that ball was snapped, he must have been going, well, this is going to be a touchdown. And he threw the ball right on the money.
Second straight carry by LT, and it's out to the 28. 3rd down coming up. They're getting restless here. And it's a 3rd and 6 here. Thank you, JB. Redskins trying to get off that hot start after the win against Dallas. Sanchez throws on the mark. They got the first down at the 40. Braylon Edwards, they wanted to get him in the game early. They never even threw to him on Monday night until the last series of the game.
Well, shoot, I'll tell you, before the football was snapped, I was even uptight thinking about, boy, you're talking about putting Sanchez and his offense in a tough situation. 3rd and long after 2 runs, especially after what you went through on Monday night. But first downs, it makes everybody feel better, of course. It makes it easier for Brian Schottenheimer to call plays. And now you have a chance to get in rhythm.
7th first down of the season. It's play action. Sanchez, no chance. Barreling through there was Gerard Warren. And a loss of 10
I didn't see where he came from, what side. It looked like from the offense's right. And Gerard Warren, he just plowed through there. I was looking down the field, didn't see anybody open immediately.
Pretty much right up the middle.
Yeah, he comes from the middle to the left side. What a good job. Gets by D'Brickashaw Ferguson. So many changes on this Patriots defense. And some of it up front. Gerard Warren switching sides today.
The second down and 20. David Clowney, just re-signed this week, is on the field as Sanchez has Keller at the 40, who stumbles then after the catch out to the 43. Another update. James Brown, over to you.
Hey, Jimmy.
They're just trying to rebound after that opening loss to the Chiefs Monday night. Third down again for New York. Tomlinson in the game, flanking the quarterback.
Let's see if the Patriots give the Jets a little dose of their own medicine here. Walking around and watching storm the fort. Here they come.
After get to midfield for the first, they have it. Good grab. It's Edwards who snags it at the New England 47. He had his man beat there, Darius Butler, for 11.
But if there's an offense that should pick up blitzes better than anybody else, look at everybody walking around, and they're finally going to end up coming from this side. There they come. Good job by the Jets. The Jets, they see this every day during the offseason, during training camp. And as Mark Sanchez said, well, we're used to seeing a lot of blitzes. Good job of handling it that time.
It's Richardson and Tomlinson in the backfield. We have not seen Sean Green on this series. Quick toss. Patrick. Is there a late hit? Here come the flags.
I think that's the first time I've heard the crowd here today.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense number 95. Late hit, 15-yard penalty, first down.
Tully Banta-Cain gives the Jets an added 15.
And he comes out of the game because of that too. Definitely out of bounds. Oh boy, play is over. There's so many things stressed in the NFL. Look, I know you make mistakes. Not even going to get into that, but about where to hit, being careful, player safety.
With Brad Smith's at quarterback here, Phil.
Well, this formation worked pretty well on Monday night.
Tomlinson behind him, going to run the option. No, they're going to go in the round. Patry cuts his losses and goes up the middle to the 25. He saw the edges were sealed. That's Cunningham who shut it down.
In last week, he goes, I over-managed the chains. In other words, trying to be a little too careful about situations to put his offense in. The idea is to do the opposite of what they expect you to do.
Second down and 7. Pump fake. Sanchez flips it. Tomlinson has it. Open field at the 20 and has the first down at the 17.
Really excellent job by Mark Sanchez. Once again, the pressure is pushed back into him, which is a terrible thing for a quarterback. Vince Wilfork gets off the blocks, but Sanchez is athletic and getting out of the way and making this flip.
Got away from Wilfork right here.
Yep, and making that flip just keeps the drive going.
Picks up 10 and a first down. Tomlinson goes low into the pile at the 15 for 2.
Yeah, you know, just listening this week, and I fall in this trap too. I watched the game Monday night. Didn't go well for the Jets offense. I read the papers. I listen to the radio, and I just go, wow, they are killing the Jets and Mark Sanchez and everything. So I go there to practice. We watch some of the film. We see the game. You watch him practice, and you talk to him, and it changes really how you feel. You don't get the sense that he feels the pressure, that he's worried about, that this game we got to win at the end of the season. Very relaxed and very confident.
Here's the cross, scooped up by Tomlinson, and he's tackled at the 10. It's a tough catch. Got away from Ninkovich for a moment, and it gains 5.
Yeah, Mark Sanchez is going, thank you, LaDainian. Watch the catch. Here's what I noticed about LaDainian here with the Jets that I didn't see as much of in San Diego. It is all out every play. Shoot top catch. Then he looks for the extra yard.
So Edwards gives them 6, but will cost them 15 yards.
Yeah, he does it at the defender. That's Darius Butler. And anytime you make gestures or talk to the defender after you've made a play, that's taunting.
What about the tape that they show everybody during the preseason? Don't these guys understand? I mean, unless you weren't in attendance, you know you can't do that.
A big play, too. 15 yards on the kickoff.
Well, the Jets answer back to the New England touchdown drive. They go 12 plays, 77 yards, in almost 7 minutes. Edwards had 3 catches on that series.
Mark Sanchez made some plays in that drive, very sharp with his throws. Getting out of the pocket. How about that? Whew. Now we can all take a breath.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know if he's the guy yet, but hey, he's got a lot of talent. Give him a chance, he'll get it done.
They have to kick it from the 15 because of the Edwards celebration. And that's Tate to the 34. And that's where the New England offense will have it for the 3rd time in this game. 7-7. 7-7, second quarter.
Let's see if the Jets change their defensive style. It was sit back and kind of react. That's not what they're good at. They're better when they just attack. And here it comes.
Welker and heads. Driving straight ahead to the 43. Good for 8.
Well, when you're the other corner, Antonio Cromartie, number 31, that's what he is now, the other corner, because he's opposite it, Darrelle Revis. And I guarantee you, in 2 weeks, he's going, oh boy, I didn't see this much action out in San Diego, because in San Diego, he was the guy. They threw away from him. So he's going to have to get used to it, because it's a rough start of the season for him so far.
Brady throwing again. That was in the direction of Moss. Kyle Wilson was on that coverage.
Jets with pressure again.
There's Robert Kraft, Patriots owner, entertaining Leslie Moonves, Mark Julie Chen. Moss is out here on this 3rd down snap. The 3rd and 2. And that's Welker, bobbled it for a moment. They say incomplete.
Wes Welker saying he caught it. Couldn't tell from here, but when he says he caught it, I believe him. He bobbles it.
Well, you better be sure before you convince your sideline to maybe lose a timeout on the
Yeah,
field.
I think he'd lose it. It was ruled incomplete on the field. But I'll say this. That was a clever play the Patriots ran there on 3rd and 2. They had him wide open and Algie Crumpler going deep wide open. Jets very fortunate.
Zoltan Mesko punted only once last week. The rookie they drafted out of Michigan.
Beautiful.
Boy, did that have hang time. Leonard, fair catch signal. And there was contact at the 6, and there's the flag. Kyle Arrington brushed him enough.
Everybody's going to say, well, that wasn't much contact. Okay, where do you draw the line? When is it too much contact? He runs into him. He interferes with the catch. Now the question is, was he blocked into it?
Comes after a 52-yard punt. Could have had the Jets pinned down around the 5.
Beautiful punt.
Personal foul. Contact with the maker of a fair catch by the kicking team. That's a 15-yard penalty. The Jets keep the ball, 1st down.
And they get out of the hole. And they drive it again like they did before. 7-7. 5 minutes, 20 seconds to go, 1st half. Well, the Jets, through the first 5 quarters of the season, produced 6 first downs. And they got 5 on their last drive alone that ended in a touchdown pass from Sanchez to Edwards.
Rex Ryan said last week, I kind of thought we might be bad because we were awful in practice. We couldn't complete passes. This week he said we were sharp. I expect us to play well. You mean practice? Okay.
Play like a practice, huh? And that's Sean Green, who gets this series after Tomlinson took it the last time. Goes for 4. Sanchez 7-7 that last drive.
Yeah,
3 times to Edwards.
That's right. And you know, it's the play. He had all the throws. A nice, perfect placement, back shoulder line drive to Braylon Edwards. Sideline throws. And I think as I've said, and I've never wavered in this, his talent, in my eyes, is unquestionable. He can make all the throws. He plays taller than 6'1" or 6'2", whatever you put him at, because he throws over the top. And he's got tremendous feet.
There's Green staying on his feet near the first down. In fact, he'll have it.
There you go. What did Big Rex say about Sean Green?
He's a tank. Kind of gas him up and let him go.
Let's put some gas in the big fella.
That's what we feel about you.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Get out of my way. But Sean Green, how about this? You know, they always say, my man Chris Spielman, I listen to him a lot when I get a chance on Saturday, low man wins in football. And Sean Green runs low, he is big, and he takes it to the defenders.
You set it down, 32, play action. Bouncing off the hit, Sanchez now tucks it under, slides for 3. Wow. Banta Kane had the pressure on him.
I tell you, that's the one thing so far in this first half. The Jets' offensive line, well, that's Ben Hartsock, the tight end. Always tough for tight ends to block, I think, anybody. I don't care how good you are. These linebackers, defensive ends, against the guy that doesn't make his living pass blocking, they're going to get around him. Banta Kane went around Hartsock that time.
2nd and 7 in a fast-moving first half.
Is it ever?
To Green. He's got another first down. Sean Green running hard. Goes for 9.
I think you're seeing why the Jets thought, and Brian Schottenheimer, Mark Sanchez, all of them had a little confidence. Once they got going, they knew there'd be some easy throws. In other words, just like that one. Just a nice, easy completion, make everybody feel good, get 6 or 7 yards, and keep it moving until we get a chance to take the shot down the field.
Run it on first down this time. Vinkovich hold of Sean Green. What did you think of Green being handed the job going into the season after they let Thomas Jones go to Kansas City?
Didn't bother me. Listen, all moves are made for a lot of reasons. Of course, in NFL teams, Jim, a lot of times it's about money. And so it was a little bit about money, but also they knew they were going to try to make that move for LaDainian Tomlinson. Sean Green, I think when it's all said and done, if he stays healthy, he's going to have a big year.
Had over 300 yards in the postseason and a couple of touchdowns. Close out his rookie year in a strong fashion. 2nd and 8 as we approach the 2-minute warning. And a sack for the second time, turned in by New England. That's Banta Kane getting to him down low. Loss of 4. 1:58 to go, second quarter. 3rd down play for the Jets. 3rd and 12, need to get it to the New England 47. Go run. They take the quick toss, they go inside with Tomlinson. And that was not something that the fans here like too much.
I don't blame them.
Timeout New England. Timeout Pats. Patriots drop back Kevin Falk. They'll have 1 timeout to play with. And Brady bouncing around, ready to give it a shot here in the last 2 minutes. Weatherford had 4 punts inside the 20 last week. This is a great one. Jets got to cover it though. Oh, they didn't get there in time. Drew Coleman standing right on the goal line. So it's going to be a touchback. They picked up the flag. There had been a flag drop. It'll be a touchback. They could have had him pinned at the 1.
Well, let's see.
That's cold.
Oh, it does hit the line. I was going to say he did establish himself, Drew Coleman, back in the field of play after being in the end zone.
In the end zone for a touchback.
Yeah, Marquise Cole was down there too. So it nets only 35 after a great effort by Weatherford doing all he had to do.
Well, that changes everything, of course. Now the Patriots are thinking of scoring, where before they would just try to get out of the first half without giving the football back to the Jets.
Changes the whole way the Patriots may look at this last 141.
Yeah, the Jets have decided to go back to being a little more aggressive. They are definitely lining up and coming after Tom Brady more.
Oh, he was looking at Moss all the way, and it was in there. Revis might have put a hand in to take it away.
I tell you, it's Darrelle Revis is just so fast in small spaces. That's what really catches my eye when I watch him. He can be at a dead standstill and just boom, make that move and be right with the wide receiver. That's a tough route to cover. You're supposed to give that one up.
Moss with 1 catch for 4 yards. Second down and 10. Brady the time. Goes off his back foot. And he was looking for Falk.
How about what Darrelle Revis, we talked to him on Friday. I said, come on. Are you a little surprised about how well you played Monday night? And
He was.
He goes, yes.
He thought they would try to go after him a little bit more on Monday night.
And this time, Randy Moss thinks that he knows it's kind of to the other side, trying to run a delay route underneath.
With 1:31 to go. Hernandez getting away from 2 Jets, cutting back middle. He's got open field. Gets past Cromartie. Boy, can this kid make some cuts for a tight end. That's 46 yards. He had one for that exact distance last week.
Now, you hear me say this every once in a while. You think arm strength's not important in the NFL? That was as tight as it can get. Tom Brady rips it in there, and the Jet defenders overplaying. Play the field. Play the clock.
Well, they get to the line quickly, don't they? Brady goes for the big ball to Moss. He reels it in with one hand right over Revis. Beat him this time. Boy, they got to that line really fast. I think the Jets were even caught off guard.
That's part of their strategy. We said it early. It's the pace of the game. Keep changing it up. What a throw. And I don't even have to say what a catch. Revis. Where's the deep safety?
Moss knew he had him too. He put that hand up early, didn't he? Look at that snag.
Oh my God.
How big was the touchback too? The misplay down at the 1 on the punt coverage. Look at the Moss.
Well, to me, the big play was the 3rd down play where the Jets had Hernandez. 2 guys around him, and they don't make the tackle.
Of course, Moss has so many highlights in his career, and this is another big one. Moss with his 150th career touchdown, just the 4th player all time to reach that number 150. Number 3 is in this game as well.
Well, Randy Moss said he was driven all offseason by a comment Darrelle Revis made about him. A word association game. They said what Randy Moss was said to Darrelle Revis, and he says, what comes to your mind first? He said, slouch.
Well, look at Revis being stretched out. That certainly opened some wounds, didn't it? Grant Smith is going to down it. You know, the Jets did not allow a touchdown in the last 2 minutes of the first half all of last season. The only team in the league not to give one up. So they weren't quite ready.
They weren't. And look at this. Snapping the football. Everybody, the safety in the middle, Jim Leonard, no, it was Eric Smith, came running up on the tight end. It looked like there was supposed to be a deep safety.
Watch how quick Revis goes to the hamstring after the catch. Watch this. Watch Revis.
Oh, that
he tweaks it right here.
Yep.
Well, he's reaching for it. You'll see it.
I think it was something worth watching all day long. And we're chasing Randy Moss deep down the field. That'll tax it.
Jets have 3 timeouts to play with. A little less than a minute to go. That's behind Clowney.
And I'll tell you, we'll say it one more time, Jim. The Patriots They try it. Now, we've seen it twice already this game, right? One deep in the back of the end zone that was almost caught, that was bobbled. And here's another deep one. There's Darrelle Revis. So that was a bad step on the right foot than the left. So
it's that left hamstring that was the issue, and getting treatment may have inflamed that situation. 2nd and 10. There's a catch. That's Keller. Goes for 12 and a timeout, New York. 41 seconds. This is what I was talking about a minute ago. All of last season, Jets did not give up a touchdown in the last 2 minutes of the first half, and now they've done it each of the first 2 games, 2010. They had the first down, 41 seconds.
That'll shake your confidence what happened there. That was a tremendous job by the Patriots. The 2 throws by Tom Brady and the excellent catches.
There's another connection down the middle to Keller.
Boy, how about that throw?
That had some heat behind it. On a line for 21.
You could hear it hit Keller's pads.
And another timeout called by the Jets. 35 seconds to go first half. Falk was 3 for 3 last week. Hewinson dives to the 38. Now they have 1 timeout left. That was good for 8. Costing him valuable time, though. Patriots happy to give him that.
Well, you can never, there's the mistake. You can't have receivers crossing the field. See it so much. Stay in the same formation.
And that's Edwards, who's able to reel it in for himself this time. It was quite an acrobatic catch again.
Yes, it was. The football got away from Mark Sanchez just a little, but confusion. What a job of picking up the blitz. I guess the one-handed catch today is in vogue.
That's the thing to do. Plus now they're in field goal range at the 31.
Yeah, now it all changes. Be very careful if you're Mark Sanchez. You got 1 timeout left. At least give your team a chance for field goal.
Well, the Patriots are going to take one here. 10 seconds to go in the quarter. Revis is going in early.
Well, you know, as you watch this Jet offense, you see it today, and we talked about it already. They were just a little too careful last week, worried about Baltimore's defense. But Darrelle Revis, can see him walking off. Let's just look at, again, stretching out those last few steps.
Immediately grabs his
there
leg.
It is. And it's down low, just where we saw
where the pad was.
Patch. Yes.
The patch. You know, last week, in all the games, 21% of all the opening week points were scored in the last 2 minutes of the first half. We've already had a touchdown here inside the last 2 minutes. The Jets looking to put points on the board with 10 seconds. Ball at the 31 of New England.
New England's going to give up a short pass and concede a field goal try.
And that takes 5 seconds for that play in the direction of Edwards. And that'll bring on Nick Folk. Signed as a free agent back in February. He hit from 23, 28, and 48 against the Ravens. This is likely to be about 49.
This could give the Jets a big lift after giving up that touchdown. You'll really feel good about your team.
Weatherford on the hold. Tanner Purdom, the new long snapper for New York, replacing James Dirk. 49 it is. Nick Folk with the kick. And it's good to close out the half. 10 points scored in the last 2 minutes. Nick Folk with a beauty. That's the end of the first half with the score. New England 14, the New York Jets 10. We'll be back with the Sprint halftime report after this message and a word from your local station. And you're watching the NFL on CBS. The Jets will be getting the football to start the third quarter since they deferred to the second half. Let's take a look at the points of protection presented by Allstate. Patriots with 2 drives that lasted over 7.5 minutes. Their first 2 drives of the game. Missed field goal, then the touchdown throw to Welker. Boy, the Jets, they opened things up, Bill, in the second quarter.
Well, they did. You know, sometimes to open up, you got to get the football. When they finally got it and got that first down, and I think about a 3rd and 8, they played very well on the offensive side. Mark Sanchez very sharp. The problem is the Patriots were sharper.
Kyle Wilson, deep man for New York. Kick to the 14, and Wilson brought down in the middle of the field. Tracy White the tackle, and Revis, we're looking down there, has not come out of the locker room for the second half.
Yeah, we haven't seen him yet, and I'll tell you what, Chris Jenkins out last week. If they miss Darrelle Revis here, the big question is, and we'll see it, what adjustment will the Jets make on that defensive side?
Revis again injured on the touchdown throw to Randy Moss. As you were saying at halftime, never got a second hand on that ball when he caught it. Pretty spectacular stuff. From the 28, Sean Green, the running back. Fake to him. Here comes the whole avalanche of tacklers. It's Warren with a second sack. Ball squirts out after the fact.
He's down, Mark Sanchez. Well, that was a solid hit.
He's holding his hand.
And he's gotten out of trouble a couple of times, but the up front, that's just the Patriots. Oh, it's Jermaine Cunningham that forces him to move, and once he moves, it just makes the hit doubly tough from behind. 3rd
sack of the game by New England, 2nd by Warren.
Jermaine Cunningham, high draft pick from Florida. They're really hoping he can be a big-time edge rusher.
Let's see if Sanchez is in any position to throw. Might just run it here after being shaken up, and he does. Green, only a yard. See that one coming. Little summary of the first half. Phil, how did you see it?
Well, I think it's just what everybody thought. Both quarterbacks very sharp, and when you look at it, what comes to my mind are the 2 throws by Tom Brady on their scoring drive at the end of the first half. Just one's a laser in between defenders, and the other a perfectly soft, long football that Randy Moss runs down.
Sanchez still looking wobbly to me as he came out of the huddle. Going to throw it on 3rd and 15. Still throws a laser. Just out of reach for Cotchery at midfield.
And you know, I'll tell you what, that incompletion was nothing but from the effects of being hit 2 plays earlier. Because in the slot, watch the little move coming around, and he threw it just a little bit before he wanted to. And of course, if a quarterback getting hit,
Edelman fields it at the 19 and hops around. Bunny hops to the 30. Laurie on the tackle, 58-yard punt. Sanchez being hammered here in this one. Jets down 14-10. Sanchez appears to be in a lot of pain on that sideline. Moss matching up here with Cromartie as Revis again has not come out of the locker room for the second half. Drew Coleman is the extra defensive back in there along with Kyle Wilson for the Jets. Let's see how fast Brady looks to expose it. He goes underneath. It's Hernandez out to the 36 and a gain of 6. The injury happened on the touchdown throw to Randy Moss.
Yeah, and you know, you see this, you see Darrelle Revis grab his hamstring, and you go, oh, he just did that because he gave it the long touchdown. No, he didn't. I watched him during warm-ups. I thought he was extremely careful, never really let it go. But when the game started, you know, he looked like he was doing great, but he was really never tested running all out down the field like he was on that long throw to Randy Moss.
Moss knew he had him beat quickly, raising his hand just some 8 yards off the line of scrimmage, and a flag thrown. Revis was never able to catch up with him. Trying to find that acceleration, tweak that already aggravated hamstring.
Encroachment, defense number 70. 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
Well, it's not too late to play NFL.com's all-new fantasy football game, the first and only game with video. It's free and it's easy to play. Sign up today, NFL.com/fantasy.
Now, practice on Friday. Darrelle Revis did not practice. We saw Antonio Cromartie line up every time in practice against Randy Moss.
Welker is sitting out at the start of this series. Edelman in for him.
Probably just to give him some rest.
Here come the Jets after Brady, and he unloads it. Sean Ellis was barreling down on the quarterback, and he felt it.
Well, that was a good. Sean Ellis. Boy, did he play well Monday night. Far top of your screen. Oh, Sebastian Vollmer just leans over and he comes right by him. Good job of getting rid of by Tom Brady. We said something to Rex Ryan about Sean Ellis. He goes, wow, all these years, a big guy playing inside, rushing the passer outside, still athletic. And looks like he's in great shape to have a good year.
Welker back in there on 2nd and 10. And it's Falk. And he's wrapped up quickly by Bart Scott. So we now receive word from the Jets staff that, well, we already knew it's a aggravation of that hamstring, questionable to return, but Brad Smith is also questionable. We're hearing with an injury to the jaw.
Yep, I saw him on the punt. The guy said it last week, when you sit out training camp, it's amazing. Wide receivers, defensive backs, when you got to run a lot, you got to be extremely careful.
3rd and 3. And that's Welker. Boy, that was a throw that had to be perfect. And it was. Welker beating Wilson for 7 and a first.
Kyle Wilson, number 20, on Welker in the slot. Watch the quick breakout. First round draft pick. This throw, how about this? Tom Brady it is over the top fastball. Kyle Wilson finding out in the NFL, quarterbacks need small windows.
Brady right at 200 yards passing. A couple of minutes into the second half. He goes down. Taylor. And Scott and DeVito have him for a loss. Well, you talk about that laser that Brady just threw. He threw more in this past off season, he says, than ever.
How about that?
Yeah. Working on technique. You think here's a guy that's, he's done it all, won 3 Super Bowls, couple of Super Bowl MVPs, working harder on his throwing motion and technique than ever.
The swing is never good enough, and that's, I always make these golf analogies, but too many quarterbacks in the NFL don't throw enough in the offseason. Oh, I got to limit my throws. Well, if you'd learn to do it better, you can throw as much as you want. And Tom Brady throws about 600 balls every game day, warms up constantly. It shows.
Quickly to Welker, and that's well played by Drew Coleman, who's getting the bonus playing time with Revis out. Coleman fighting through a block here to make the play.
Yeah, in the slot, does a good job. Ball gets inside of Hernandez, the tight end. And Drew Coleman, the Jets talk about him. Very athletic, can do a lot of good things, and well, he's going to get a chance to show.
Antonio Cromartie.
There we go. Watch Tom Brady. We're trying to figure out why he's talking to Wes Welker on the sideline. He's looking.
The one thing, they spotted it for 3. Remember, it was a 3rd and 13. It does serve somewhat as a good punt. There's not a touchback. They say the catch was made outside of the end zone where they mark it. And the Jets plow ahead to the 6. They're on a 3rd and 13. Now, is Sanchez, is he back? Is he feeling stable again after all these licks?
Well, I think the Jets got to be a little concerned. New England's not known as like, oh, wow, we got to worry about their pass rush. And he's been under pressure and hit solidly quite a few times. Of course, that rule was changed years ago, Jim. Interceptions, momentum carrying you in the end zone, they take it back to where the interception was.
Sanchez is underneath.
That's what you do. Do the opposite of what the other team expects. The NFL offenses, it's so much about play calling, the sequencing of what you do. That was perfect by the Jets.
Longest play of the season for the Jets. And a diving attempt by Cotchery down at the 32.
Coverage by Darius Butler. Really good. You see the Jets. They have decided they want to throw to this side more than they do over to Devin McCourty, the rookie. Good safe throw by Mark Sanchez, though. He puts it out in front, only where his guy can get it, even though he's well covered.
Loading up the right side here with triplets. 2nd and 10. Tomlinson, big hole for LT. All the way down to the 35 in the secondary. It's Merriweather who brings them down, and Tomlinson running like a Hall of Famer from about 3-4 years ago.
Well, two things on the disguise. The 3 wide receivers to the right. I would want to say it's got to be a run. But LaDainian Tomlinson, every time he makes a big run, it's just he has got such a, what's the word for it, Jim? He wants to show everybody he hasn't lost it, and he is very emotional after every good run.
Jets players to a man raving about how hard his work ethic's been. Here's Tomlinson again. He was almost down. Somehow kept his balance to go for another 11. Then Hartsock helped throw a block there too.
Yeah, it gets the team going. It gets the offensive line feeling good about the fact that they're moving the football. How about that? He doesn't care. If it's somebody's in your way, run into him. Hartsock, the tight end, goes, whoa.
Yeah, Hartsock.
Good job. He pirouettes and still knocks down Merriweather, though.
Remember, this drive started back at the 3. Now down to the New England 24.
Could it be the same play again?
It's over to Cotchery. And that pass was a little dangerous. Well, as it goes all the way to the 20, that Jonathan Wilhite was kind of in the middle of that.
I think it was the same play, but this time Sanchez decided to take the other part of it, and that's throw it outside. Now they can. Brian Schottenheimer complained about it. Yeah, this is probably the same look, just what they did the previous plays. Instead of handing it off, he throws it. Something he doesn't do a lot of is repeat plays 3 times in a row. They ran the same one.
Let's rule the rush, not a catch, not a throw. A little slant to Braylon Edwards. And it picks up only 3. Devin McCourty on the tackle.
How about Mark Sanchez? Well, just look. Now you got, of course, you got a great view here at the game, but you see how dynamic he can be. And like I've said, it is there. Just give him the chance, keep the offense, give him opportunities. They're doing that today. He's in rhythm. He is extremely confident, and it shows the way he's throwing the football. Since
the start of the 2nd quarter, they have been in rhythm. They had 3 snaps in the 1st quarter. Here's Sanchez going for the touchdown ball. Incomplete over the head of Cotchery. And McCourty, the rookie corner out of Rutgers, raised about 20 miles down the road in Montvale, New Jersey. He had tight coverage.
He did. Perfect coverage. Cotchery, when you can turn it up the field, boy, you got to turn it on and get the angle on McCourty. How about that? McCourty watching the receiver's eyes, waits till he sees his hand goes up, then he knocks.
Jim Nantz and Phil Simms here in East Rutherford, New Jersey. First down for New England from the 20. Green Ellis trying to chug along and nowhere to go. Moss not in here on this snap. 2nd and 10. Over the top for Gronkowski, and he could not quite reach back for it. Tight coverage by the rookie of the Jets, Kyle Wilson.
Good play by Kyle Wilson. He's had practice at this one. The blitz, where there's nobody back there helping him. There should have been. But good recovery. He's much faster than the tight end, so he outruns the football that time.
Leaning heavily on the rookie with Revis out. Third and 9. Ellis coming in on Brady. Forces incompletion. When Belichick went to the Patriots as a compensation pick, the Jets got a number 1 from New England, a pick they chose Sean Ellis. Basically Ellis for Belichick. Part of the deal.
Good job by Sean Ellis. He just keeps working. The Jets on the blitz. It's not about sacking the quarterback in this league. It's about putting pressure on him, making him throw off target, get fumbles and interceptions.
Quite a series by that Jets defense. A quick 3 and out. Mesko with heat. And he's down, but no flag. Ihedebo was in on him. That's Leonard fielding it at the 23. Breaks one tackle. And out to the 31. 56-yard punt. John Ellis forces that Patriot offense to the sideline. Jets ball. Well, this just a moment ago. Nick Mangold, the latest Jet to head to the locker room, injured. Shoulder injury is the word. Questionable to return. So they insert Robert Turner, third-year man out of New Mexico, at center.
Is that big? Well, Vince Wilfork lines up on the center. Yes, Nick Mangold, maybe the best center in the NFL.
Two-time Pro Bowler out, and here's
right. I liked that show when I was a kid.
Yeah. See if you like it.
It's all about the hairdo.
Know what it is? Jack Lord?
Yeah, it was the hair. It was like, yeah.
Second down, play action, roll out. Sanchez on the sideline, catch made. Cotchery, first down.
What a catch. Ran a little squirrel route. And you know that what a squirrel means, it's squiggly. It's going a lot of ways. But Cotchery ran and out and up, and he's going deep because the Jets have done this quite a few times today. And Devin McCourty, good job. He never gives the deep ball up. That's why the Jets probably had that route call. They know it's hard to go deep against Devin McCourty. Good throw on the run, though, by Sanchez.
There's Keller. They work that middle of the field to Keller. Great effectiveness all the way to the New England 35. Picks up 21.
Another nice throw. Good separation. Dustin Keller, he was brought in here to do this against a linebacker, a rookie. Gets down the field quickly. Good anticipation by Mark Sanchez. And Mark Sanchez is striping it. And almost every ball.
For the first time. Back to LT.
Oh, good run.
Yeah, goes low. Able to squeeze out maybe two.
I guess, Jim, I'm sorry, just what I've been searching for. A tremendous athlete. Of course, he has incredible pride. So I think that just says it all. We know how much it means to him. And he came probably to the best team that he could do this for. The Jets, make no doubt about it. They can
go for two here in the last minute.
Patriots, they don't get it, score a late touchdown. They go for two and get it. You kick the field goal that ties it, lose in overtime. I don't know. I haven't seen yet. I've seen a lot of stuff in the NFL. Whoa, nice. Devin McCourty stays pretty close. But again, Sanchez throwing it really well. Doesn't need much room to make the throws today.
Braylon Edwards with 5 catches for 45 yards, a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. Was not even thrown to until the last drive of the game on Monday night. When we talked to Sanchez on Fridays, you see Mango back on the field.
Wow, that's a good sign for the Jets.
Sanchez said, I have to get Braylon involved in this one. Emotionally, they have to have him in there early.
That's right. Get him in because he is emotional, and that way he gives you great effort and concentration for the game.
Kick down to the 2 to Brandon Tate. Racing across the 30 and then shoved down at the 31 by Eric Smith.
Offense is just making a lot of really good-looking plays. And as you let a quarterback throw, what happens, the more he throws, the clearer he sees the defense. So when people get little windows down the field, which they're doing, Sanchez is seeing it today where he did not see it against Baltimore.
Patriots with the handoff to Falk, takes the pile with him for about 7, maybe 8. And that's going to be, in all likelihood, the last play of the quarter. I wonder if Mangold will see more action. He's back out here and looks like
I saw Sione Bauha just walk off the field holding something. He could be hurt.
no, that's the end of the quarter. Snap not in time. A quarter just dominated by the Jets, outscoring them 11-0 in the quarter. You're watching the NFL on CBS. That is Jason Taylor heading to the Jets locker room. Another one shaken up.
Yeah, I misspoke. I thought it was Sione Bauha. It was Jason Taylor.
Gets hit by his own teammate.
Yeah, both feet.
And Brady.
Oh, here, you got the gist.
Who played for the Cleveland Browns last year.
The defender caught the ball, both feet inbounds, and then they slid out of it. It wasn't an interception. It's a Jets ball at the 41-yard line. First down.
First time Tom Brady's ever thrown 2 picks against the Jets.
Well, they invited him to throw it to this side. They had all the defenders in the middle of the field to the other side. Randy Moss one-on-one. It's just too inviting not to try it.
Nick Mangold is back out there for the Jets. Actually, they're going to spot it at the 41, not the 39.
That's 3. Cromartie has 2 interceptions, and he, of course, caused that one too. He got back into the play. The football actually hit his helmet.
So Mangold stays out for only 1 series. But a series that, with Robert Turner snapping it, did lead to a touchdown drive and a 2. Up 7, and with the ball at the 41, there is another completion. They are definitely in sync, and have been since having only 3 plays in that entire first quarter. Well, Revis goes out, and I'll tell you, the Jets have really stepped up without him. Well, like Wilson and Cromartie and now Poole and Coleman.
You know what coaches say in situations like this? Nobody cares. They're going to ask you one thing: did you win or did you lose? And the Jets, you're right. The reserves have played terrific.
And that's a run by LT for another 4. How about the Sanchez, the difference from just 6 days ago? Is it Mark's play or is it play calling? What is it?
Well, it's everything. Of course, it's play calling him, the confidence, the week of determination, trying to get ready for this game. But I think the defenses are different too. I think he had a better chance to survive or to have success against this Patriots defense. Just like hitters in baseball, Jim. Great hitters don't hit 400 against the best pitchers.
2nd down and 6 from the 45. And that's too far a lead for LaDainian Tomlinson. It was a tough week for the Jets. A loss on Monday night and all those expectations coming in. A lot of build-up. A lot of it, of course, they put on themselves. And there was that recent behind-the-scenes controversy involving the treatment of a female reporter by some of the Jets players and coaches. The matter investigated by the team and the league during the week. Jets owner Woody Johnson apologized and moreover has agreed to foot the bill for enhanced media sensitivity training on the league-wide basis next year.
I think it's just simple. Have respect for everybody. I don't know what else you can say.
3rd and 6. Big play here. Sanchez throws it over the head of Keller, and tight coverage by Merriweather, plus pressure provided by Mike Wright. So nothing comes off the turnover.
Storming the 4, James Sanders coming in free. Sanchez moves to the right, but when you do that, that opens up the other side because the offensive lineman doesn't know you're coming there. That's why Mike Wright is in his face to make the hit.
We've had 5 punts in the game. All of them have been over 50 yards. This one won't be. Let's see Weatherford. We should have had one down at the 1 earlier. Falk, fair catch at the 11. 34 yards. Weatherford did what he had to do. Brady and the Pats down 7. That Patriots offense was so in gear to open the game. 2 long drives. Haven't seen a whole lot other than that quick hit before the half and the great grab by Moss. Nothing to talk about in the third quarter offensively. Brady, and a flag thrown. Cromartie on the coverage of Moss.
Before the pass was thrown, illegal contact, defense, number 31. It's a 5-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
5 yards, about there. Just hangs on a little too long. It's close. It's really close.
Wasn't much more than 5, was it?
No, it was not.
Second half, 4 of 9, 19 yards.
2 down linemen.
It's away from Sione, and he tumbles at the 25, 3rd and short. Coming up for New England. A second down and about 2 it'll be. Second and about 2, and Falk slow to get up. And with an injury timeout, we'll join him. Evan Falk being administered to on the bench. He did walk off on his own. It's a 2nd and 2 for New England. Patriots have been shut out here in the second half. Green Ellis. He gets the handoff. And he's near the first. Right into the arms of Ruha. They may measure for this one. The Happy Bunch. And have it at 12 noon. NFL Today, doubleheader day next Sunday.
Oh, what a hole!
And that was intended for Crumpler. How have the Jets defensively turned things around here?
Well, they've done a lot of different things. First off, they haven't, since Darrelle Revis got hurt, I haven't seen the all or nothing blitz. So they're keeping some help back, so it limits what the defenders have to think about. So they can play receivers one way, knowing if the receiver gets away from them, there's somebody to help. And playing more zones, too.
Brady old for his last 5, including a couple of picks. And they run up the middle for 3 with Green Ellis.
What did Rex Ryan say? We mentioned it early in the game. He's playing some 3-down linemen and just going, go ahead, try to run it. Because he knows their defense is good enough to tackle them, and he just wants those 3rd downs where he can try to create confusion and get it done that way.
Sammy Morris comes in for the first time for the Patriots in the backfield. Need to get to the 36 for a first. Going for the big ball with Moss. No flag. Cromartie on the coverage. And Poole was converging also.
Yeah, he was coming over late. This time Randy Moss, a little hesitation at the line. He's got a little margin there, but Tom Brady plays it a little safe and overthrows it. You see Poole trying to come and help. But if the throw is on target, he's not going to get there in time.
Mesko. Leonard comes up to snatch it at the 34. And decked in a hurry by Slater. Sanchez and the Jets 7 up with 11 to go. Jim Nantz, Bill Sims back here with 11 minutes remaining. Sean Green is the tailback here. this first snap of the series.
Time to be aggressive and win the game.
Ahead up the middle for 3 with Green.
You know, I was thinking, Jim, think of the Jets. Darrelle Revis, Chris Jenkins out, Jason Taylor, we haven't seen him back. But, you know, who knows how it's going to unfold the next few weeks. But the Jets offense now, you know, really be part of it. Try to be more aggressive. Quit trying to win games 17-14, 13-10. Shoot, get on top. Then let your defense help you blow the game wide open.
Just let it rip right now. That's what you said.
Well, yeah, you got to be aggressive in the play calling here.
Here they go. Setting up screen to Tomlinson. Tomlinson near the first. Might be a half-yard shy. Patrick Chung brings him down.
And that was a nice call. You know, New England knows it's a passing situation. Everybody's just burying their head. Ninkovich from the outside comes, let him go. Catch him coming hard upfield, throw the screenplay. Boy, LaDainian Tomlinson, that's one thing he brings. He was terrific at in San Diego for years, catching the football in the passing game.
He's got 99 total yards in this one. Tomlinson rushing and receiving. 3rd and a foot. Sanchez sneaks for the first. Revis, Mangold was out for a series. Taylor, now we hear, is expected to return here in this final quarter.
Yep.
Plus Brad Smith with a jaw.
Their best special teams player. You said it, Nick Mangold is back in there.
Down run by Green for the second straight first down play. All right, little sim spotlight.
Well, Jim, you even said it to me, I think Friday. The NFL, it's about deception. Calling plays at the right time, and we got double moves both times for Mark Sanchez's touchdown. Take an obvious situation and do something a little different. That's what Brian Schottenheimer has done today. That's why it's worked so well.
His father, Marty, in the stands here today. He's celebrating a birthday this week. LT's former coach. Fake to LT, and the pass down the sideline to Edwards, and this one is going to be interference on Butler. Butler knocked it down, but had a hand on Braylon Edwards.
Yeah, Braylon Edwards saw that the football was going to be underthrown before Butler did. So he made the first move to turn and catch it.
Pass interference defense, number 28. The ball is placed at the spot of the foul. First down.
What play illustrates the Jets offense more than this today? Last week, Mark Sanchez would not have thrown this. He would not have. He would have looked for the 2-yard throw. But today, his confidence, his rhythm, and having that rhythm, he knows he's throwing it well. So take a chance.
Sanchez, who last year faced the Patriots in the same spot, week 2. In his second career start, he led the Jets to a win over New England. First time the Jets have won here at home against New England after losing 8 in a row at home to New England. And it's Green for 5.
Wow, now that's the Sean Green they want to see here. Decent blocking up front, but when you just have decent blocking with a big, powerful back. Oh, that's nice. Tony Richardson, and he falls forward, Jim, right, for about 2.5 yards of this.
Yeah.
Contact, boom, coming forward.
That's why he's a tank.
Pretty good name for him.
Rickershaw lined up on the right side. A little bootleg action. Sanchez flings it. Might be another flag.
Oh, my God.
There it is.
That is unbelievable. It wasn't called before. He tackled him.
And it's going to be Butler for the second time. Every pass seems to be at Butler's side. Even the touchdown throws to Edwards. These on this drive, not
Pass interference, defense, number 25. The ball is placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
They're staying away from McCourty, the rookie side, and going after and exposing Butler.
Yeah, he said 25,
but that's
right.
definitely Butler.
There's the grab, the pull. Anytime you reroute a receiver, that will be a penalty.
First and goal from the 5. No gain for Green. Gone with Green 4 straight first down plays.
Now I would not be surprised, and of course if they throw it you want to be very careful. You're up 7, a field goal puts you up 10. That's 2 possessions by the Patriots.
7 minutes to play.
Probably the first thing that was told to Mark Sanchez in his helmet. Game management.
Hurdling down to the 1, it's Green. 3rd and goal coming up from a yard out.
Seeing a few reasons why Thomas Jones was let go. They decided to do this. The cut being
behind Richardson, all that experience that time, and Falk adds get where we need to go. And he wasn't trying to convince us. You could tell he actually had no concern about opening with a loss, and all of the negative talk all week long about the Jets and the question marks about his ability.
Well, let's look at the touchdown first, Jim. Richardson in the flat. Watch Wayne Hunter come across. Nobody's covering him, but Mark Sanchez doesn't wait. Look at the big guy at the top of the screen. Nobody there, but he knows his outlet receiver. Excellent throw. Terrific catch. And let me just say this, and of course I think when we saw Mark Sanchez on Friday, nice catch by Dustin Keller. Wow.
21 unanswered. Ryan loving it. Woody Johnson, the owner.
But you know, Jim, when you talk about all the pressure and all that, players, when they go into that locker room and they go to practice every day, everybody talks about it so much. Oh, they feel the pressure. You know, I played 15 years. I just don't remember feeling that pressure when I go in there. It's a reactionary sport. You just play, and you worry about answering the questions when it's over.
Well, one thing he did say, though, the 0-1, if you listen to it, we lost to a good team by 1 point. It feels like we're 0-10 the way people are talking about us. The words of Mark Sanchez. This is Tate. Decked at the 27 by Eric Smith. Six straight incompletions, ties the longest stretch of incompletions in a single game in his career. And for those of you expecting to see 60 Minutes, you're watching the NFL on CBS. The Patriots and the Jets. Jim Nantz and Phil Simms on the scene here, with the Jets leading at 28-14. 6 minutes to go. 60 Minutes will be seen in its entirety immediately after the game, except on the West Coast. There's a completion to Sammy Morris. Got the first down and barrels ahead to the 45. $19 gained on that one.
Yeah, that was a nice play. I know the Jets backed off a little, but just a good starter for the Patriots. Get it moving and get confident.
That's the longest play of the half for the Patriots. That 19-yard screen play. Through the fingertips of Morris this time. Knocking knuckles with Tomlinson and Green and Keller. One right down the line. Woody, his lineman. Rex Ryan saying he's a tremendous leader. The one who works the hardest. Talking about Mark Sanchez. First one in. Setting an example. First one in the film room. Second down and 10. And Cromartie had excellent coverage on Moss.
Yeah, that is a good word for it. Antonio Cromartie starting to maybe get used to this change of systems. He didn't play this style in San Diego.
Moss who really knocked it away, just preventing that second interception for Cromartie of the game. Moss without a catch in this half. 3rd and 10 with 5.5 to play. Incomplete, but a flag coming in. It's going to be called on Poole, riding the back of Hernandez. Jason Taylor, who was injured earlier, had pressure on Brady.
Pass interference defense, number 22. The ball is placed at the spot of the foul. First down.
It's interesting where the flag came from, though. It comes from the other side of the field. When that's the receiver, the back judge is watching. That hand is not why it was called a penalty. You're allowed to put your hand on the receiver as long as you don't turn them.
New life for New England at the 47 of New York. Open man. That's Tate. Stepping aside from a couple of hits and sliding down at the 30.
Brandon Tate slowly working his way into this offense too. He can run routes, very good route runner and exceptional speed.
That was Tate with the catch for 17. Moss and Welker, they've been almost non-existent in this half. And here's Hernandez inside the 20 to the 16. It's another 14 picked up by Hernandez. Having a big day. The rookie's over 100.
3 timeouts to go.
And Kane holds on by the ankle, but picks up another 8. Patriots did not have a single turnover through the first 6 quarters of the season, but have committed 3 in this half. The Jets without a turnover all day. And that's Green.
Well, if you're the Patriots, you hope they got the first down.
Why would you say that?
Well, because then you can use your 3 timeouts after that. If it's 3rd and just an inch or so and they get it, it's just one more less play and timeouts you're going to have.
How about a little defensive stop?
Well, that's true too. It's hard to stop that 1 or 2 inches when it's a quarterback sneak sometimes. Especially when your best offensive lineman is right in front of the quarterback. Well, here you go. They get a chance. I always thought in situations like this, Jim, not here in this 3rd and short, but when you want that 1 first down to really get rid of some timeouts and every chance that the opponent has to win the game is to try to draw them all sides, because the defensive line always very edgy, trying to be a little too quick.
Everybody packs it in here. 3rd and inches, and Sanchez did not get it. In fact, it looked like he had a hard time handling the snap.
Well, I guess my theory didn't hold up.
Yeah, that one goes out the window in this case.
Of course, what did he do wrong, Jim?
We wanted him to step back. Well, he tried to a little bit.
No, he didn't. If he steps back, he walks in.
Now, here's a timeout in New England.
Let's watch that quarterback sneak one more time, Jim, and you analyze it for me, because we've heard it enough. Here we go. Look at him wash it down. Oh, my gosh.
Feet get tangled a little bit with Slauson's, too.
Okay. We do this every week. I know it gets a little redundant, but
they're still out there, that offensive unit here, Phil.
They're going to try to go for it.
I don't know. You think they're going for it, or you think they're trying to draw them off? I mean, well, you got the 2-touchdown lead. To go ahead and put the game away right here if you just pick up a foot.
Maybe experience, he can run this quarterback sneak better this time. They're pounding inside, trying to stop it.
There you go. That's Tomlinson flying through the air for the first.
Now, what a day for LaDainian Tomlinson. You know, that is a skill. It's something that comes in so handy in this league, and very few guys can do this too. And I saw this in training camp by the New York Jets in one of their scrimmages against each other. And Rex Ryan just said, wow, is that awesome. We get in this situation, we can send him over the top.
This is LT's way of telling the league, I am still here.
I think he's just saying that.
102 total yards. I also think he's carrying a little bit of a edge here because of the way the Patriots, when he was knocked out of the playoffs by New England back in the 06 season, and they danced on his on midfield. Remember how bitter he was about that?
Yep, players never forget.
Offense number 65. 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
2-minute warning. Jets lead it 28-14. A fantastic second half performance by the Jets. .156 left. You saw him play so many times last year in his rookie year, plus the playoffs. You ever seen him better?
No, it's about as sharp as I've seen him, especially with the offense opened up. In the playoffs, he played very well, but they just gave him a few opportunities.
Career high in completions with 21 completions. Career high in touchdown throws with 3. And really, you know, we talk so much about Sanchez, but how about the Jets defense blanking the Patriots in the second half without Revis? There is a flag down. And by the way, let's not forget that the Jets did go all through training camp and the preseason without Revis, so they knew how to play without him.
That's right. And Antonio, see what, no penalty there. I guess the flag is. Oh, there you go. That's where that flag came from. It was already laying on the ground.
Sanchez seeing everything today.
But, you know, I'm going to go back to this. Without Revis in preseason, Antonio Cromartie, when they got him this offseason, I even said to people, boy, he might be able to play that Revis role in case something really goes wrong for the New York Jets. Well, we're going to find out. I think he's very capable of being that guy.
Foul on the prior play. My flag was being returned to me. It was tossed back to me, hit the ground. When that happened, the clock operator thought there was a penalty and stopped the clock. The clock should have continued to run. There should be 12 seconds taken off the clock, so it should be 1:24. Take the play clock down 12 seconds as well.
Not exactly succinct. One of the longest explanations I've ever seen.
Well, he is a lawyer.
Yeah, he is a lawyer by trade.
Well, that's right. But no, that was well said, though. It's because I'm sure a lot of people are confused. The players were, the coaches, and I know you were.
How about Sanchez, though, being out there just saying, hey, sir, your flag, okay? And you're over here, you go over there. Jets next week will be at Miami. Take on those undefeated Dolphins through 2 games. Miami's home opener.
Miami is physical. Both sides of the football.
2nd and 19. Give it to Green. We've got an update. Let's go to the studio. James Brown, over to you.
Jim and Phil.
All right, thank you, JB. And the Texans are driving. They did win the toss in overtime. Had to start from their own 12, and they've already got it into Washington territory.
Let's see if the Texans win if you complain about that overtime rule.
I don't like it. I'm glad they made changes for the offseason. So that's going to do it. That's going to do it. We're going to get you that bonus coverage. What a performance by the Jets on both sides of the ball. A game they really, in many ways, had to have. After 2 openers, 2 games at home to open the season, they get the win here over the rival. Go to James Brown in New York.